Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to have you here. If you're new, welcome. We are a family of 4 adults living our best life possible. And this is our paycheck to paycheck budgeting. If you are one of my subscribers or returning visitors, I welcome you back. I'm excited to have you here. I'm ready to close out the month of April. I don't know about you and how your budgeting is going, and hopefully your budgeting is going well, but it's a lot of work for me sometimes, and trying to keep the dollars straight in what time period is what I have to struggle with, because I have so much pay happening back to back to back or all at once and things like that. So especially this weekend, so my husband gets 3 salary checks this month, and that's not normal. He only usually gets 2, but twice a year he gets 3, and so I have to budget for that, and you're going to see that here in a few minutes. And it is it's a lot to think about and what to do. Most of it's just going to go into savings because I really don't have any goals or plans. We are consumer debt free, but not mortgage debt free. And so we really don't have any loans to pay on at this time. No car loan, no personal loans, credit cards, or anything like that. We do have a credit card. Anytime we use a credit card, we pay it off. I have incorporated my weekly check-ins and our day-to-day spending in our categories and just charge all of that, and then every week I make a payment, and it's been working really well. I can show you, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the credit card log here, and then here, these 2 pages, it goes here to here, and then I had to add a 3rd page. And then we ended it, and yeah, I make payments several times throughout the month, and usually with a weekly check-in, so it will be paid off every time I do my spending. But we are not talking weekly check-in or using the credit card. We are talking paycheck to closeout. So I had to use a 2nd page for paycheck 2. We will be coloring in another egg for April 29th. But before I get to that, I used an old sheet. This is the month of February's budget sheet, just to recycle and everything. But this is what I used to carry over these last 3 transactions for budgeting. And this is what's happened. So, and to be honest, let's see, I need to change that because that hasn't happened yet. And that's going to happen next month. So luckily I use erasable pens, and I can just mark that 0 and not have to worry about it. And no, I've already got like little sticky notes here, and I'm going to take those off and correct those. So 0 and line. So here we go. All right, so there we go. Add 60 to those numbers and we should be good to go. That's all I really need to know. So what I want to do is go ahead and zoom in, but before I do, I have to pop these pages out, and we will go through and total up all the different ones, and I will be adding in the totals for week 3 and week 4 of my weekly check-in combined of how much we spent, and that will give us our numbers because paycheck 2, when that deposit came in, it covered any spending for week 3 and week 4 of the weekly check-in, if that's how you do budgeting. If not, ignore what I just said. So I will be right back. I'm going to pop these pages out and zoom in, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So paycheck 2, we had a balance forward of over $7,000, and then my husband had his salary check plus some overtime. It was only a few days of overtime, $725.46 to be exact. And so that is what I just made a notation of that, because by the time I do my paycheck 2 and 3 budgets, I usually see the pending deposit, so I don't really budget the normal salary. I start the month that way, but I don't continue it when I get to actual paychecks. But here is what the total is. That is what I was balancing for. And so basically, as you can see here with all the straight lines, my budget for what I planned to spend was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now, my variable spending, which is usually just the spending categories, is right here. I thought over time tithing was going to come out. It did not. I'm not sure when it's going to, but eventually it will. And then Hopewell did not come out during Paycheck 2. I'm hoping it'll come back out or come out in Paycheck 3. So what I need to do is add in the spending categories right here. I'm trying to figure out where those numbers are. Hold on one second. Okay, so I have the spending that is totaled in the weekly check-ins for week 2 and week 3, which came out of this budget. So for grocery household, I had a total of $285.66. Now, when I started this budget at the beginning of this month, I kept the entire amount that we normally budget month to month, even though I knew my husband was not going to be home, which is why this number is pretty low as far as spending. I didn't have to buy groceries for him, so we were pretty cool. The next thing I have is restaurants. That's $134.34 is what was spent there for the 2 weeks of this paycheck period. And then miscellaneous, and that is $302.53 total. And then gasoline, I have one gas purchase for $82.64. And there's that. I had a check that came out here. And then over here on this side, this check came out. This purchase, if you watched my weekly check-in, I said that my Erin Condren purchase would come out of the unbudgeted, which is the buffer, the checking account, and I just track it here on these pages, which is why I have them. So originally I thought my leftover would be, my expenses would be $9,225, and I would have $1,200 left over. Obviously that changes once you know what is coming in and out of the account. And so we are going to go through and we are going to total the amount. We already know the total of the income because the income did not change from the budgeted at all. So I know the exact total there, but the amounts that we did here in the spending did change. Before I go too much further, I do need to balance these out here so that we can see what the difference is and what I have left over. Now, if you are interested in doing saving challenges or kind of finding areas in your budget to save from, your spending categories are your best place to do that because they're variable, and if you can get good sales and good deals and save money in that area, that's a good place to do it. But with inflation and with things changing all the time, it's not always easy to do. So I do understand that. 646.43 is what I had budgeted, and minus the $285.66. And that leaves $360.77, which matches my weekly check-in, which is awesome. I have $158.88 minus the $134.34, and that gives me $24.54. Very simple, and not bad with restaurants because we only give ourselves $450 a month, and for a family of 4, that's not exactly easy. That may be 1 or 2 eating out, and then for me and my husband on date nights, it's really impossible when we really do nicer dining. So, but since he was gone, it was a lot easier this month. But I treated myself one night, spent a little extra. So $315 for miscellaneous, 68 minus the 302.53. Now the reason I did the other purchase budgeted and not here on a miscellaneous is because I knew it would go over, and it was my way of telling myself I made the decision, I thought it through, and I claimed it for Mother's Day. I did an Erin Condren purchase on launch day for the new planners. The only planner I actually got was the Erin Condren Compact Vertical and in the coil. and I'm excited to see that. And I actually bought my first rose gold coil. I like the platinum ones that are free, they don't charge extra for, but I wanted to try a rose gold in the A5 compact and see if I liked it or not. But it went with the foil that was on the cover and everything like that, so I was really happy and excited to do that. And it's just a shiny new toy, so I can't wait to get it. Plus $112.68 plus the $82.64, and that gives us, wait a minute, I added, not subtracted. Oh, it's like, that's not right. It's supposed to be $30.04. Minus $82.64, here we go. Yeah, $30.04. So that's what I gained in not spending all that money. It's very tempting and easy to spend when your spouse is gone and you're like, ooh, it doesn't matter what I spend. I budgeted. I can spend it on anything if I really wanted to. And I really try to refrain from that thinking. It saves us money every time. So I did contribute to a Roth IRA for this year, an entire amount of $6,000 I qualify for. And then every month I put away $158 for a Roth IRA for next year to have it fully funded next year. So I'm excited about that because by fully funding it at the beginning of the year, you get to take advantage of compound interest and throughout the year. And I absolutely am, excited to see what my Roth IRA looks like going forward. So I'm going to total the actual column on both these pages and then come up with a number, and then I'll get right back to you. So I'll be right back.
Wake me up, I'm getting tired of sleeping. Think I had enough.
Okay, so my number here is $8,867.23. So that's a pretty big number. Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay, I think that's the right number. Yep, that's the correct number. When I made this change, I had to make sure this turned out right. So let's go ahead and pull this up and get these numbers written down so I can move forward in my life. April, I'm so done. I'm so done. All right, so my total expenses were $8,867.23. Now I'm going to take this number and I'm going to subtract this $10,440. 0.33, and that gives me what's left over. So I will have sitting in my checking account before Paycheck 3 hits it, which is the third salary check of the month that we don't normally get. This is what's sitting in the bank account right now. $1,573.01 or 10 cents. I'll be okay here in a minute. So now that that is done, I can move on to setting up Paycheck 3, which is going to be very simple. I do believe I pulled that page out. Hold on one moment. Here it is. I found it. So it was just on the other side. Now I know balancing forward from Paycheck 2, which is on the other side here, I need to take this number and put it up here at the top and balance it forward and then add the salary check. Now I've already filled that in just to save a little time, but we will put the expenses that are left before the end of the month. And so we are balancing forward before this check actually hits the account. And by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, this will be in there. $1,570, $3.10. There we go. And I need to total these two numbers together. So 1,573.10 plus $4,785.45. So when my husband goes out to sea as a Navy contractor in his special field of specialty, he gets double pay basically. He doubles his paycheck, which is great, but you know, we're tired of the deployments. He is getting his master's degree in fish and wildlife conservation, and he wants to kind of move back to where he's from, which is in Kentucky. And I wrote a number there. Oh, I just wrote that number. And so that is kind of the dream, but if God leads us somewhere else, then we'll go wherever God leads us. But that is the process we're going through right now. So I don't know when any of this is going to happen, because he's filling out applications out to sea, but he has to wait until he gets back to really, start looking for those jobs. So it's going to be different. Probably, I would say September, October timeframe. It's definitely going to be different. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. New life, new direction. It's going to be really, really good. So what I want to do now is just write in the totals here. So like I said, every time my husband gets paid, I put $158 in the savings as it saves. We will have it ready at the beginning of next year to do the contribution of the entire amount. So $158 even. GalaxyCon. So I do have, grab my envelope here. I do pull cash out for this. I go to GalaxyCon every year with my son since 2017, and we go to get autographs of celebrities and wrestlers. We buy trinkets and stuff like that. I have a cash envelope. I pull $80 out every time. My husband gets paid between now and GalaxyCon. So, and currently, and I have a little more than what I need. Currently, let's see, I have $810 here in the cash envelope, and I just keep filling it up. So I'm excited. I think we're going to get some really nice autographs. There's a lot of voice actors that I'm interested in this year. I love the movie, the cartoon Aladdin, and the one that had Robin Williams in it as the genie. And oh my gosh, the original voice actors for those are going to be there. We're talking Aladdin, Jasmine and Jafar. And then I noticed another voice actor. Oh, he did the TV series Buzz Lightyear, and he did, I forgot his name. And he has that deep, deep voice. He was on Seinfeld years ago. And then, oh, what's the other thing he's done that somebody might know? Oh, anyways, he's got a long, oh, he was Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove. So, or something like that. I forgot the name. It's been a while since I've watched a lot of these cartoons, but oh my gosh, I'm excited to see them and get autographs and things like that. So that is going to be really cool. Overtime tithing. So I combined the one I didn't get last time, and I gotta look, what was that total? Oh, $315. And this is going to be overtime tithing. Now, this is where we get to pray and ask the Lord, where does he want this tithing to go on the extra income? And this is the extra amount that my husband brought home, which is just a few dollars more than he normally would bring home, maybe $15 difference without overtime. So he literally more than doubled his paycheck. And so we want to make sure we give appropriately. And so whatever the overtime was, we want to tithe that. That is one of our gifting. As a married couple, as Christians, that is a gifting of ours. So we ask him, and we're open to what the Lord has for us. I'm not sure where it's going yet, but we have an idea, and I'm hoping to get in contact with somebody to get that working, and I just haven't gotten in contact with them yet. So once this deposit hits, I'll probably make some phone calls and make that happen. But I'm very excited about that. Hopewell is a Christian counseling service. I actually was there today. It was an amazing session. I'm excited about the future for that. I believe it's $113 each session. We go, they don't take insurance, so you have to pay out of pocket, and that is why we are consumer debt free, so we can use services like this and pay for services like this for our better health. And we just prefer a faith-based organization that our church recommended, though we have used organizations that are covered in insurance, and they've done very well for us as well. We wanted to explore more of our faith in this, so that is why we go here. Moving savings, I'll come back to that one. Now, NA Chiropractic, they have upped their fees for their block sessions. It's still $25 if you walk in and pay for one adjustment, and they don't do insurances either. It's just a walk-in chiropractic, and you get an adjustment. But you could buy, it was 4 for $75 and 12 for $200, and now it's changed, and I can't remember the dollar amounts. But next week is next Monday, I believe, is the last day you can purchase it at those prices, because on March 3rd is when the prices go up for the two 4 for and 12 for certain amounts. So I want to go ahead and do that, and that's going to be $200 and be the last time I can do it at that rate. And then once I use all those up, and I still have plenty right now, but I just want to get it at a cheaper rate. So Boss Land and Lawn is our landscaper. Just had my grass cut. I'm waiting for the charge to hit, and I'm hoping it comes out this weekend. If not, I'll have to move it into next month, so we'll see what happens there. So money savings. So what I did earlier, when I pre-did all this, I had to make a decision on the extra income, like this extra $2,000, or this extra paycheck, this $785.45. What do you do with that extra? I mean, after you pay all this stuff and what's left over, how much goes into savings? How do you make that decision? So basically what I did is I took the income that was coming in, what was balanced forward from the previous paycheck, what's coming in, hitting the bank tonight, and that is $6,300 and that's right, $6,358.55. So that is that number, and then I'm just going to go down the line and subtract these out. 158 minus 80 minus 315 minus 113 minus 200 and minus 60. Okay, I still have $5,432.55 left over. And I don't want to leave that as the buffer of the checking account. My goodness, that's a lot of money. So I was sitting here looking at that number, and then I looked up here and saw, well, I had $1,500 roll over. Why don't I just leave that about that and put, let's say, $4,000 into a moving savings line item, or make it like a sinking fund, moving fund, because we do want to move, and we don't know when that is, we don't know where that is, or what it's going to cost. So why don't we just move the $4,000 over and keep the $1,500 or $1,400 in the checking account, and to balance forward, because I need money to cover the first part of the month. But then as the overtime checks come in next month, I will move that money into savings. So basically that's all I'm going to be doing, is moving that money into savings. Now, you know, you might have a big project, like let's say you want to put on a back porch, or if you're going to build, you're refinishing a basement and you got projects that need done or things like that. This would be perfect for something like that. But we don't have projects like that to do, especially not with our house. It's ready to go on the market. It needs to be, you know, picked up and cleaned and decluttered, but other than that, it's ready to go. All the rooms have been painted, and it's nice. It's pretty much ready. So I don't have to do a whole lot, and we don't have to spend a lot of money on the house to take care of it. So I'm going to move $4,000 tomorrow when I get up into savings, and that will just sit there as moving savings. And then, so $4,000 gives us $1,432, or yeah, $32.55. That is what's going to balance forward. And that's going to help with the first part of the month, because a lot of money comes out on the first few days, and there's between paycheck 1 and paycheck 2 pay periods, those two different income streams, I need at least $400 or $500 maybe of this to cover it all, until the overtime check kicks in. So, and that won't be until the 12th, I believe, of May. So let's go ahead and write this number down, $1,432.55. And if I, wait a minute, that's not my total expenses. That's silly. My total balance forward is that 55. I kind of did things backwards. My total expenses would be, let's just total up, 158 plus 80 plus 315 plus 113. Oops, that's not, gotta do it again, hold on. 158, 80, 315, 113 plus 4,000 plus 200 plus 60. All right. And since there's no change, it throws me for a loop every time I see it. All right, so I have scheduled spending and savings $4,926.00. And if you subtract that from the amount here, $6,358.55, you get that same number down here, $1,432.55. So we are in the good, and paycheck 3 is all set up. Now you will notice I didn't put grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, gasoline like I typically do in my budgeting sheets, and that is because here they are. This is usually what my spending can't even see that. Spending categories are right here. Normally I end my budgets with those, but because paycheck 3 is the 29th and 30th of April, and then May 1st is on Sunday, and my husband gets government checks from military retirement and VA disability on the 1st, and we start every budget on the 1st of the month just because of that. And those checks are actually coming in tomorrow, but I'm not going to count them until the 1st and set those budgets separate. What was I saying? Because of that, I'm going to do any spending I do on the 29th and the 30th will go in the weekly check-in in May. So I don't have to put that here. Even the money's going to be there regardless. That's not a big deal. I'm not tracking it here. I want to close out April and be done with it, and done. So really you're looking at the closeout, because these things are going to happen, and the only changes that are going to be made is maybe the $60 doesn't come out this weekend. That's the only one I'm really concerned about. The rest of this I know is going to happen. This I'm not sure about. So yeah, that's it. So this is the budget, and this is the actual. So this kind of closeouts my budget, and you will see when I'm not going to do a different video for results. So this is my results video. I'm just calling it right now. So even though the budget hasn't quite closed, when I do close it, I'll probably do a quick recap, very quick flip through of April, because this is not going to change that much. And do an official closeout video that'll probably be pretty short, and then do paycheck 1 setup and go from there. So for the next month, and I'm going to pop these back in and close out this video, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that paycheck 3 is set up and we're pretty much done with the month of April 29th, I'm definitely going to get up first thing in the morning, transfer those funds for the Roth IRA. So I need my highlighter. Where'd they go? Hold on. I have them somewhere. Okay, I found them. I'm using the mild liner of this green color. I'm not sure if it's got a name. I don't see anything. But I like these highlighters. So I'm just going to go ahead and color in this nest egg that I have designed here. This is a budget sheet that I created for myself. I do sell this in my Etsy store. If you are interested, you can check that out. And Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. I do have a link in the description box. So, and then let's see here. Get this filled in, and I am getting very close to my halfway mark, I think. I'd have to look at the numbers, but at 158 a nest egg, I think so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 here, and then these. So 1, 2, 3. Once I finish 3 here and 1 of these, then yeah, that would be halfway. So 3 full ones, and then this one. June 24th, I'll be halfway to my $6,000 goal, and yeah. I'm excited. Not only did I get this year's funded, but I will have next year's funded, and I pray I can keep doing that, pre-funding that, and keep putting this kind of money away every month when my husband transitions to a new job. Right now, I've slowed down on my Etsy stuff just because I can only give so much attention to it, but I'm still leaving the shop open. So if you want to purchase anything, it's all available there. But I won't be putting physical products in the shop until after I move and get settled and get my business's license and things all taken care of after I've moved, because I'll probably be in a different state, and that's going to change everything. So I have to make sure those are all okay and everything like that. But this is Paycheck 3. I will close that out later, and then we will get into next month. I always do scripture, praise, and prayer with every one of my budgets. My April one, if you're interested, I wrote Psalm 78:25 and the Amplified. Man ate the bread of angels. God sent them provision in abundance. And I just thought that was a great reminder of we have seasons of abundance, and sometimes we don't have seasons of abundance, but God will provide. And that is what I put there. So I like that. I haven't done my one for May, but this is the new design for May, and I have some notes in between. And if you saw my last video, here is the calendar for the month of May going forward, and I am excited. I am so excited. I love these colors, this light green color and the yellows. It's just really, really pretty. It's called Eucalyptus Blooms for the month of May. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
Gone, but haven't done much healing. It's pretty clear to me. Kinda strange how I can take a beat from my bed.